ego level of these beings?
Yeah, or like what's motivating them?
Well,
It has to be at the ego level.
yeah, at the ego level, of course, they're being motivated different. Money, power, control, all of the ego, ordinary greed type fantasies. And the elite that's in power now realizes the system is bankrupt, and the only way they can hold on is by killing off a lot of people and trying to then control what remains. So that's pretty ordinary, but it's all being done by a much higher power. They are instruments of a higher power, and the reason we reach this point and why people accept it. There was an interesting talk by this guy Malone, the guy who invented mRNA, right, talking about mass psychosis. Indeed, there is mass psychosis in the world. People are just committing suicide. It's a Kool-Aid cult, right, that the whole world has become. And so it could only have happened because people fell into too low a level of consciousness. And the human spirit became enslaved to the ego, and to fear and greed, and to the need for Big Brother to tell them what to do, and all of that. So we lost our sovereignty internally, and therefore we are no longer at the top of the food chain. We are no longer able to be stewards of the creation in the service of God, because our connection to God has been cut. Humans have been basically an atheistic species for the last 100 years or more. And so we have become totally narcissistic in our collective mindset. And that has resulted in a very savage kind of capitalism controlled by monopolistic forces that have no interest in the well-being of human beings, only in that power. But it had to happen in the same way that when a person becomes terminally ill, things start to happen in their body that will speed up the process of dying, so that there isn't a long drawn-out torture. And then when the body, when the soul does leave the body, and right now the soul has left the human spirit, it's not here anymore. The humans are in a zombie state already. And so then you get, the worms start eating the body, and the bacteria and all of that. These forces just represent the decomposition of the collective human body of our conscious being that has become terminally ill and in effect has already died. So those who still have that ability to return to God consciousness while in the body will bring that back in, as most of the world is literally dying, but also they've already become zombies and are in a way soulless. If somebody wasn't soulless, they couldn't be doing what they are doing in the commission of mass murder like this. So this process is part of a death and rebirth cycle that the human spirit goes through each cycle of time. And it's a natural process: creation, fall, redemption. So you need to decide for yourself, am I part of the fall or part of the redemption? And as soon as you recognize that you are spirit, not body, and you turn to the source of your consciousness in the collective, in the cosmic consciousness and God consciousness, you will be raised. Your vibrational frequency will rise, and the rapture will literally happen. Your body is not going to go up in space, but your consciousness will expand into cosmic dimensions, and then you won't feel this as a destruction. You won't see any evil. You'll realize it's all part of the process. It has to happen that way, and that it's all a blessing. And you'll accept the perfection of it, because your mind will already be in the timeless light, and you'll see the unfoldment of the next cycle already beginning. So it's not something that will have any disturbance for your consciousness, and you'll recognize its perfection and beauty. So that's the state you want to be in.